What's up, everybody? This is Robert with Trolling in Paradise. Back with another response video. This time for That Metal Bloke. 10 most disturbing songs about things that really happened. All these songs are based on true events that were extremely disturbing. And yeah, there are a few that were on That Metal Blokes list. I got a bunch that weren't on the list. I'm just gonna get started right now. These are all extremely dark songs, and a lot of these songs have an extremely dark subject matter. I'm gonna get started now. First pick, number 10, is Korn with their song Daddy, which is the last song on the self-titled debut. Obviously, the song is about Jonathan Davis's childhood trauma. Obviously, a family friend of his family sexually abused him when he was younger. So there's that. It was it is the band's darkest song, and yeah, it's a song that I can hardly get through without absolutely just breaking down near the end. I'm like hearing Jonathan Davis talk about him being going through that ringer like that. I'm like, oh my god. Absolute shock and dismay over that one. And yeah, it is easily the band's darkest song to date. Next, number 9 is Nirvana with their song Polly, off of Nevermind. It's the last song inside one of that album. It's about a disgusting offender named Gerald Friend. The incident that happened in 1987, he abducted a teenage girl who was heading home from a concert. He tortured her, but the girl managed to escape. And then, of course, the offender involved in it. This song is written from the perspective of him. He was caught a couple months after that and sent back to prison. And that person is still behind bars, and he'll remain behind bars for the rest of his life. So yeah, fuck anybody who does that shit whatsoever. Anyway, Billy Talent, Devil in Midnight Mass is my number 8 pick. It's the opening track on the Mississauga alternative rock band's second album called Billy Talent 2. It's about a priest from Boston named John Gilgan. Gilgan was a Catholic priest who was extremely disgusting. He was a pedophile. He molested a bunch of kids at the church. The Catholic Church kept moving him from parish to parish every single time. And he wound up in prison in 2002, and he was beaten to death 9 months into his sentence. So yeah, Devil in Midnight Mass, easily the darkest song Billy Talent ever wrote. Next, Metal Church, Rest in Pieces, April 15th, 1912. That is my number 7 pick. It's the second track on Blessing in Disguise. It's about the sinking of the RMS Titanic in the Atlantic Ocean. Easily a dark song from one of the biggest bands out there. From the Mike Howe era, I would imagine it is the darkest one that they ever wrote. And number 6 is Body Count with Black Hoodie, the last song on their 6th album, Bloodlust, from 2017. It's about the murder of Trayvon Martin in 2012. And obviously it's a kind of a dark song. It's got the whole subject matter with the whole line like, I didn't have guns, why am I dead? That sort of thing. And that was a very disturbing incident that happened. And the shooter was found not guilty, though, the following year. At number 5 is Slayer. I could have easily picked Angel of Death or Dead Skin Mask, but I went with 213. It's about a serial killer named Jeffrey Dahmer. The title of the song is a reference to the apartment that Jeffrey lived in, where he killed a dozen of his victims in the early 90s, he was arrested in 1991, got life without parole. He was beaten to death in 1994 in prison. And number 4 is U2 Sunday, Bloody Sunday. It's about the Bloody Sunday massacre in Ireland in 1972. There was also some terrorist bombings that happened there on that point. And yeah. I just noticed my list is missing something here, but actually no, it's fine. But yeah, the Bloody Sunday Massacre in Ireland, that was a really dark moment in Irish history. And U2 sings about the whole incident with the shooting, with the cops shooting at the protesters, and a bunch of them died. So yeah. Number 3 is Exodus with Prescribing Horror. It's off their most recent album, Persona non grata, their final record with Zetro on vocals. It's about a pharmaceutical called thalidomide. It was a medication for pregnant women and unfortunately led to thousands of babies being deformed. Horrendous. All right, number 2, an easy one. Pearl Jam with their song Jeremy, about a student from Texas named Jeremy Wade Dell, who took his own life in front of his English class. And finally, the last song that I got on my list is from Rush, and that is Nobody's Hero, which is the 4th song on their album Counterparts from 1993. It's about a death of one of Neil Peart's friends who was living in England. That friend that Neil Peart knew passed away from AIDS. And of course also about the death of Kristen French, who was the 3rd and final victim of Paul Bernardo. And yeah, really dark song from Rush. Easily the darkest song Rush ever wrote. And yeah, that's it. These are the 10 most disturbing songs about things that really happened. These are all extremely dark. And yeah, most of them are really disturbing. And that'll be it for this video. Let me know what you think are some of the most disturbing songs about stuff that really happened. That'll do it for now. I will see you later.